The reality is that more complicated does not necessarily mean more effective. That is a key thing to understand. So I'll say it again, okay? More complicated does not necessarily mean more effective. What's up, guys? Sean Nalawani, RealScienceAthletics.com. Apologies if there's a little bit of wind noise here today. I'm working on getting my video stuff moved indoors, but I still wanted to get this video out today. And in this video, I want to talk about one of the many aspects of Instagram fitness that just annoys me to no end, and that leads a lot of lifters down the wrong path, and that is the swipe workout. So if you spend any amount of time scrolling through Instagram fitness content like most of us do, especially if you're still a novice lifter, then this is for you. Before I dive into the subject, if you're new to the channel and you find this advice helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below to stay in the loop on future videos. And if you're looking for no BS, straight ahead Instagram fitness content without all the fluff that will genuinely help you reach your goals, then you can follow me there as well. It's at Sean Nalawani. So, for those who don't know, a swipe workout is basically where someone posts a video sequence of usually 4 to 6 different exercises showing a complete workout that you can then copy and use in your own training. And after being on Instagram for years and seeing an endless number of these different swipe workouts pop up in my feed, there are a few problems that I see with a pretty high percentage of them, probably like 75% plus. So I'm not saying that they're all bad and they're all totally useless, but in the majority of cases, there are some things that you should be aware of, since it's very tempting to just see a given sequence of lifts being performed by someone who's in great shape and who you're following and who you look up to, and to then want to take that exact workout and just emulate it for yourself, thinking that you're going to get the same results by following it. So first is the issue of what could be called, for lack of a better term, fuck-around-itis. In other words, because Instagram fitness is so oversaturated with millions of pieces of content being uploaded every single day, content creators very often feel like they have to present something new and unique in order to stand out and make it seem like they have some special exercise variations that you've never seen before and that are going to get you better results than following something more basic. For example, it's not very exciting to show a chest workout consisting of a flat barbell press followed by an incline dumbbell press, even though that would be a simple and highly effective way to train your chest. And so what you end up with a lot of the time is this goofy sequence of elaborate, one arm twisting, kneeling, incline, alternating cable press variations or something along those lines. Basically just unnecessary fluff exercises that are at best redundant and at worst either less effective than just using basic core lifts, or that might even put you at risk for injury, or possibly both. For example, something like this, which is not necessarily bad, but there's nothing special about it either. Or something just straight up idiotic like this, which has no added benefit over a regular barbell or dumbbell press and will actually increase your chances for shoulder injury. And this applies to all body parts, okay? Chest, back, shoulders, legs, etc. The reality is that more complicated does not necessarily mean more effective. That is a key thing to understand. So I'll say it again, okay? More complicated does not necessarily mean more effective. And just because someone has an impressive physique and shows a video of themselves performing some fancy exercise variation, that doesn't mean that you need to be performing that same exercise, or that they even perform it regularly themselves in their own training, or that they actually built their physique that way. The simple truth is that the vast majority of your genetic muscle building potential can be built using fundamental basic compound lifts, squats, deadlift variations, free weight chest presses, overhead presses, pull-ups, pull-downs, rows, etc. And you're not going to experience some magical increase in your gains by following some sequence of never before seen lifts. And doing that could actually end up giving you worse results by diverting your focus away from the proven basics. So I'm of course not saying that you should never experiment with new exercise variations or that every unique exercise out there is bad, but the bottom line is that striving for progressive overload on the basic compound movements, that should make up the cornerstone of your workouts if you're looking to achieve the most efficient gains, and there's no need to unnecessarily overcomplicate things with a bunch of fancy lifts, especially if you are a beginner to intermediate who is still working on building up an overall size and strength foundation. And if you want to get access to a solid, reliable sequence of lifts laid out in a step-by-step training routine format to help you gain size and strength as efficiently as possible, or to lean down as well if fat loss is your main goal, then make sure to head over to seannal.com/custom. I'll link it up here and in the description box. Just fill out the form on that page and I'll personally send you a customized program for you based on your current condition, body stats, activity level, and goals. It's 100% free, so make sure to head over there after the video if you are interested. Now, the second issue I see with a lot of these swipe workouts, and by the way, make sure to comment below and let me know what aspects of Instagram fitness you personally aren't a fan of, because there are many problems with it besides just this. But the second issue is that most of them tend to be single body part focused. So you might see a full bicep routine or a shoulder routine or a chest routine with a sequence of 4 or 5 or sometimes even 6 exercises just for that one body part. However, the truth is that there's really no need to perform that many lifts for one muscle in a single workout unless you're doing some sort of once a week body part split. Now, body part splits can still produce significant results as long as you're achieving progressive overload in the overall picture. It's not that they don't work, but it's not going to be the very best approach for most lifters, especially for novice to intermediates, because the weekly frequency per muscle group is just too low. So rather than going into the gym and hammering the shit out of one muscle group on one day with 5 different exercises and then waiting an entire week to hit that muscle again, instead, you'll almost certainly get faster gains by splitting things up and training each individual muscle group something like 1.5 to 2 times per week. And you can do that very effectively by just performing a full body routine 3 days per week, an upper lower split 3 to 4 days per week, or a legs push pull split 4 to 5 days per week, which I've talked about in the past. Those 3 layouts alone, or even just 1 or 2 of them, can absolutely get you right up near your genetic potential within a few years of training if you apply them properly. But I guess having a basic full body swipe workout or an upper lower swipe workout just isn't as exciting or eye-catching as 6 killer bicep exercises or 5 movements for massive pecs or whatever. So that's something that you will very rarely see. And then the final issue, and make sure to hit the like button below if you do agree with these points so far, but this ties in with the previous one, and that's that very often the overall volume is also excessive in terms of the total number of sets. For example, I see regularly guys posting shoulder routines that are 20 plus sets per session, 5 exercises with 4 sets each, or tricep focused workouts that are 14 sets in total, maybe 4 exercises, 3 to 4 sets each. Keep in mind that as long as you're training hard and generating sufficient intensity of effort on each set, so around 1 to 2 reps short of muscular failure, assuming you're truly going close to failure, then you really don't need to be performing endless sets and cranking out these super high volume routines in order to optimize your gains as a natural lifter. I think around 8 to 15 hard sets per muscle group per week is plenty in the vast majority of cases in order to stimulate maximum growth. Some people can do a bit more, so that's just a general guideline. But going too far beyond that will usually just push you past your ability to optimally recover. It will also increase your chances for injury, and it will just burn you out in general, not to mention that it's an unnecessary time investment as well. So unless you are an enhanced lifter, like a lot of these guys on Instagram are, the amount of volume contained in a lot of these swipe workouts is really just overkill. And that transitions into the final point, which is critical to understand, like I just mentioned, and that's that a very high percentage of the most followed bodybuilding accounts on Instagram, the ones whose swipe workouts are most likely to appear in your feed, are enhanced lifters. And when you're using performance enhancing drugs, the entire game changes. You can perform more exercises and more total sets, higher frequency, and still recover from it. You can still make fantastic gains off of a body part split, and you can still get great results even if you're using suboptimal exercise variations. So what very often happens is that these enhanced lifters are posting recommendations based on what has worked for them or what they think is best, even though it's essentially the opposite of what would be ideal for a natural to intermediate lifter with somewhere around average genetics, which probably makes up 90% or more of the people watching this video right now. So these are just some things to be aware of, because aside from YouTube, Instagram is another place where people frequently go for fitness information, but unfortunately, a lot of the content that you find there can be very misleading, and these overcomplicated, excessive volume swipe workouts are one of the big problems that I come across almost every single day. Thanks for watching. If you found this advice helpful and you want to support the channel while maximizing the effectiveness of your fitness program at the same time, then make sure to check out my sports nutrition line, RealScience Athletics, which, unlike most of the poorly formulated junk out there in the industry nowadays, offers 100% evidence-based supplements you can trust to optimize your muscle building and fat burning results. Just head over to RealScienceAthletics.com using the link at the top of the screen or in the description box, and you can use coupon code YouTube15 to save 15% off your entire first order. And as always, guys, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already in order to stay up to date on future videos. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next one.